Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you all are doing well. Yes, we stole 3 points, and I'm happy. That's what we can say. That's what big teams do. Even when you don't play well, you find a way to win the game, and we did that. And once again, look, I will take the 3 points. I will take the clean sheet. I will take the Rosenior era officially getting off to a good start at Stamford Bridge. That isn't easy. Wasn't easy, honestly. But can we talk about how things panned out, how it actually unfolded, everything that happened on the day? A lot of positives to take. I get it. Some people try to play down how professional we were on the day, how even though we weren't playing well, we were still given players were still given 150%. Didn't look like we were going to concede. It wasn't perfect. They got chances. Actually, they had chances to put the game away, but we were more clinical on the day. But that's by the way. Thank you once again, and welcome to the Blue Morning Show. And without wasting much of your time, this is going to be a mashup of Chelsea News Hunt. You can call it that, where we go to X, my bros, X timeline to see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. I'm quite sure something might have, but I just have to refresh this and wait a few seconds before going back there because, yeah, things seem to be moving a little bit faster than I thought they would because, yeah, I thought we weren't going to do any business this transfer window. Then we'll get back to talking how we stole 3 points, which I want. It doesn't have to be pretty. And remember, I'll take the win. I'll take the 3 points, more importantly. And I'll take a good start to life at Stamford Bridge for Liam Rosenior, who's, for me, what I've seen so far, very proactive in his approach, and that makes me happy. So let's see. I'm gonna go to the presentation window if you don't mind, and if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Currently, we don't have too many people watching, 42 in total, but only 15 on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook, where they're equally Coachella doesn't know. But let's see. Give me 1 second here. Let me be sure that I'm ready to present. But as usual, it looks like we have someone in the chat that I have to say hello to. My bro, always the first person. And Ty, big up to you, up big Ty. Um, people are gonna get confused because they don't know it's not I wouldn't say a manufactured language. You could say it's an in-house thing between you and I. But big up, nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're feeling better today. Thank you for joining the conversation. I sincerely do appreciate that. And I have my other bro in Mabast, my MBO5. Thank you for joining us. Big up, Kachila. I am happy that Chelsea won against Brentford 2-0 on Liam Rosenier's Premier League debut as a Chelsea manager. Up to Chelsea, keep the blue flag flying high. Come on, you Blues. And for some game, listen, we dogging because, in all honesty, I had as much as I loved Enzo Maresca. I just something just tells me it could have gone a different way because we don't play as direct as we did yesterday under Enzo Maresca, irrespective of how badly we need a result. But we played like we needed a result. We knew it doesn't. We went into the game with the mindset that it doesn't have to be pretty, and that made me happy. And had we tried to approach the game in you could say pretty boy manner, I think chances are we'd be discussing a different outcome today. But I'm glad we went into the game. We didn't want to lose, which it doesn't have to be pretty, and we got a result. In case Kachila doesn't know, anyway, well, nice to have you there, my bro. Liam Delab should start the scoring goals more under Rosenior, shoots instinctively. I think he does that. That's something actually he has over Nicholas Jackson. But yeah, the illness meant you could argue he didn't start the game. Had he been fit enough, I think he would have started, but he wasn't fit enough. Started on the bench, and as you heard from the manager, some of our players, I think it'd be accurate to say probably because they're feeling some pain on their chest, which in their chest, in or on, I'm not sure which would be the most accurate qualifier there, or connecting verb. So which means probably they'd be huffing and puffing. Yeah, which simply means they weren't fully fit. But that's, by the way, I'm gonna start addressing the items we have lined up. Not quite a lot, but a few interesting stuff out there. Liam Delab, yeah, I think I've addressed that one too. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. He ended Chelsea 2, Brentford 0. And if you're trying to play down the result, we will look at how you can say how well we've done against them last 3 years or so. That will, you can say, give you a good idea with regards to how big of a win that was. And I'll take the 3 points I said once again. The system on the Maresca didn't suit Liam Delap, asking him to drop deep and do the first nine job, which is why Delap struggled on the Maresca. Delap is a traditional number 9. I think he's capable of actually dropping deep. There are multitude of reasons why he didn't really do well under Enzo Maresca, not necessarily because he was asked to drop deep and participate in the play, but look, he will explode. He will explode. A lot of our players would do a lot better under Liam Rosenior, but we'll get to that in a bit. So let's go into something first, and then we'll get back to discussing the game proper. So the first item here, sources say medically Palmer is 100% fine, but is still working on his match fitness after such a significant spell out. You could say match fitness, or you could also say talk about match sharpness. Two things there. I think both actually. I was actually concerned that he was going to miss the penalty because we've been there. You can say we've experienced such a situation where he was in a bad spell. So he missed a lot of chances that when he was ready to take a penalty, I told my son he was going to miss it because he didn't look sharp, didn't look fit, missed tons of a lot of chances that on his day that he's put away without a sweat. And I thought that he was going to miss it. But I'm glad he didn't. He says Maresca didn't understand that player profiles. Look at Elanga, for example. He is struggling at Newcastle United. What? Okay. Big up to you to Jay my bro, I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. Just finishing my leg. Then I would join. Do that to yourself, man. All right, let's see what else you have here. So I don't know. He just doesn't look 100% match fit. Sharpness also is something also to mention. Not just match fitness, match sharpness also doesn't have that. There was one chance. You could say that he took the shot with the right intent, but overheated because the goalkeeper was rooted, didn't even see the ball. I think it was when Pedro Neto made a run down the right flank and laid it on the carpet for him. He opened his body up, took a shot, but he went way. He went. I think that was way off actually. If you're going by his standards, but yeah. Luckily for me, or you for you and for you guys too, you'll be getting diversified opinion because I have our senior panelists on here, and then the captain of the community in Constantine. Big up to you, Dante, and big up to you, Bobby. Dante, for Bobby, I think it's simply for uh, Cole Palmer, I think it's simply him regaining match fitness and sharpness. I think both are different, in my opinion. Or maybe the other match fitness maybe encompasses that. I'm not sure. But let's say you talk about that. I think it's not a matter of his mind being elsewhere. We've been there before. That's not the first time it has happened to him since he joined Chelsea. Before Club World Cup, I think he wasn't, you can say he was in a in a poor form. Actually, wasn't 100%, but turned it up against PSG. But let's hear you, Dante. Sharpness, muscle memory. Mhm. But the way he lost the ball, I think, is sharpness.
And I think the medical staff pretty much backed that. They said that as well. So yeah, look, it's just he needs to get his head right and just get in the right positions, the right places, and figure it out little bit more. So it's simple as that. And we know he's got the quality, so he will get it back, no problem. It's just he needs to get it back. Hopefully, that goal, the penalty, he looked after the penalty, after he actually scored, even though his celebration was nothing, not his usual celebration, which was interesting. He didn't do his cold palm up celebration. He did grabbing the ear. I'm not quite sure what that's.
Maybe if he scores a worthy.
Yeah, so I think he's not happy with his performance. I think so. He didn't want to really celebrate. But after that goal went in, I think you saw him go up another gear. I think I saw him. I think he got a bit energized.
That's an excellent observation. He turned it up.
He
Probably
did.
you could say that the usual thing, the sort of thing that usually happens to strikers when, even if they're in a very bad run of form, managers usually urge them to be a little bit selfish to get that first goal, which
Correct. Yeah.
changes everything. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly.
Sorry, I like tapping, so I
Yeah,
had
no,
to
no. I'm
make
used
sure
to the
that
tapping
goes into
master.
the net.
Tapping master, I know it's fine, no problem. Yeah, look, exactly right. So I think, and that's where you saw those last 15 minutes. He was absolutely everywhere, getting involved, defending, running, really pushing it really hard. That gave him a bit of a boost and a bit of confidence. So yeah, that was good to see. That's a good sign, I think, going into the next game. It's just about his groin, how they manage it. Like I said, the groin is an interesting one. You can play a game and not feel it at all, but the next game you'll feel it. Or a training, one of the days out of the 4 days of training, you'll feel it. So it's just about managing it right, and hopefully it doesn't come up on match day. Because yeah, like I said, there's no real operation for the groin. Unfortunately, it has to be a very, very specific area and has to be really like a complete tear, basically, where you can't walk. So he definitely doesn't have that. So yeah, there's no real operation for it. It's just about managing it right, and hopefully they do that. Yesterday, no problem. I didn't see him, not one problem with it. I think he was 100% fit from my observation.
All right, thank you so much for that, Bobby. I'm coming to you. We will get to the game proper. We just want to knock out. I don't know which will be the most accurate. Get done with the news hunting thing, and then get to the game proper. Your thoughts on the what I read about Cole Palmer? If you'd like me to read it for you, I'd read it for you. I'd be glad to.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Big up,
Is it
Bobby.
about the fact that he's
Oh,
physically fit, but he's just
Yeah,
looking
that.
to?
Let me just read it one more time. I think it will help. Sources
But
say
it's true.
medically Palmer is 100% fine, but is still working on his match of fitness after such a significant spell out. And Dante did say, which I think it makes sense. He's 100% fit, which was the reason why he played 90 minutes. You said he played 90 minutes a day.
Yeah.
He didn't.
yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
Did he really? Okay, but I think the issue is much sharpness, which I think is the case. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Well, quite clearly he's looking for match sharpness. I don't know what the issue is around this. I mean, it seems quite clear to me. I'm struggling to understand what the commentary is on this obvious situation.
Mm.
It's
I
obvious.
think that they just because he you could say if we talk if Palmer is you could say if he's regained 100% much sharpness, I think he would have ended the game with 2 goals at least. But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. He's looking for match sharpness. He's physically fit. And you see, another thing people are ignoring is it seems to me that there's been a virus that's spreaded along the
Yeah.
entire team. And one
Is
thing,
it the whole England? Because I've seen a lot of people from I know people from England that's complaining there's something going around. I'm
Well,
not
it
sure,
is
but
winter
I
there,
think
yeah,
coach. So yeah.
is it okay? It's the
yeah,
season, right?
it's not about the weather. It's just there is a virus that has got a lot of people. Every now and then there are strange viruses that appear on this island.
Hmm. Okay.
We like to say they're foreign based. I'm not so sure. I think it could be because of the temperature and the wetness and other factors untold. There could be things that get cooked up here that that are unique to our islands, because it doesn't particularly happen anywhere else. So it's not, yeah, I suppose it could be weather related, but
There's
we're
this
not.
big island called Australia, Bobby. It happens here as well. Trust me, it happens
But
everywhere.
then
Yeah, it
then
does.
it's
It's a
a
seasonal thing here too.
yeah, then it's a periodic thing. Then and
Hmm.
we're just going through that period. But in terms of the team, having a virus and doing sports are totally incompatible. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your heart rate. It
Because you need to
you
rest
have a
in
lot
most
of
cases. Most of these things don't have cure.
yeah,
Temperature is the big one. Temperature.
yeah. You feel a lot of fatigue, so you can't perform, and this is what some of these players are having. You were saying players were complaining of chest pain. So there's a lot of illness in the team as well. And I think at some point, did James and Palmer not
James,
also suffer from the same?
Delap,
Yeah,
James,
yeah.
Gittins, a few of them. Yeah, yeah.
there's one
So
more player.
that's it. I just think he's not match ready yet. His instincts are blunt. He's holding on to the ball too long. He's not passing correctly, losing the ball. Yeah, he chases down, but not quite with the same efficiency as when he wasn't this match rusty. So he's going to need time.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go back to the presentation window. Remember, we still get back to the match review proper, and then also we'll talk about where we are with our pursuit of how'd you pronounce his last name again? Jeremy Jacquet. Is that how you pronounce it, Dante?
Jacquet.
Jacquet, Jeremy Jacquet. All right, let's get back to news hunting. What else do we have here? Palmer's come back from a growing injury that kept him out for over 2 months, from September to December, is being carefully managed. I think that's another thing because he didn't go under the knife. That's according to Simon Johnson. Chelsea's medical and performance department operates independently, issuing recommendations on when injured players can return and how much they can play. And I wanted to talk about how some people took issues with the fact that the medical team was you could say were that they were recommending minutes for each player. How many minutes? What's it? I don't know the most accurate verb to use there. How many minutes each player should be playing, given their circumstances. And Maresca didn't like that, and some Chelsea fans were siding with them. And I was there are some of the things we see sometimes baffles me. Some of the things we see baffle me a lot because how does it make sense to anybody that the manager should be overriding the recommendation of the medical team? It's like the doctor saying, "Don't do this. If you do it, you're gonna get sick. You might not breathe anymore, and you'd be okay with that." You can say with not listening to the doctor and doing what you've been told not to do. I don't see how that differs from it. Bobby, can you speak on that a bit? Because you could argue they hired these people who are professionals to help us manage the fitness of our players because we've suffered a lot. We've had a lot of players out injured at the same time. How many seasons in a row? But this season, it's not been as bad as it was a season and 2 seasons ago, and people want the manager to override the medical team's recommendation, and I don't know how that makes sense to them. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Of course, it doesn't make sense. In terms of injury, this hasn't been a great injury spell at all. We've had a lot of key players out for significant periods of the season. But in terms of what has been happening over the past at least 3 seasons, there is an improvement, albeit marginally, and at least we're having situations where uh, uh, a key injured player has come back and has stayed back because we learned how to manage him. Talking about Reece James, and to a certain extent Wesley Fofana. So there is improvement. You can't ignore medical advice. I mean,
It just doesn't make sense. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. You know, there was a reason for players getting injured, and there has to be a management to get them back. You know, every club has injuries. It's just Chelsea is the club that's not getting their injuries back. You know, their key players in any other top club will go off and come back and play for the rest of the season. But that wasn't happening, and well, it's barely happening at Chelsea. And we need to sort that out. And the only way to sort it out is with the instruction and management routines coming from the medical team. It's common sense.
Yeah, I agree. Dante, how about you? What do you make of that? How Chelsea fans weren't happy that, yeah, the medical department were recommending minutes for players.
Yeah, look, that's normal. It's nothing out of the ordinary. So, players coming back from injury, sports science, they go on a plan. They go on a certain, plan how many minutes to play. Now, it's not exact, 70 minutes. It can be, 75, 65, but they want a player to come off by then because he goes into that red zone and they don't want to risk re-injury or another injury related to that area. So it's just common practice. It's nothing. It's nothing new. Maresca, I did noticed some players when they did come back from injury, they did not go off a lot of the times, and they were looking pretty bad. And we did question it. I remember on a lot of streams, why isn't he substituting him? People were saying that oh, we don't have better players, etc., etc. But he kept playing him, so I think there was a bit of a problem and a disconnect there. Maresca wasn't quite following instructions. Obviously, they went the legal way of writing him a letter telling him, please, we
They
want you to do.
they had to
Yes.
write him a letter.
They had to write a letter, yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's been documented, yes, that they have to write a letter, yes. So they wrote a letter. He did, again, not follow that protocol. That's when they put the Australian medical chief there on the bench. I actually, I know that guy from Australia. He's
To
he used to be,
observe the situation himself.
yeah, to remind Maresca and his team that just in case they forget, which you shouldn't be forgetting, but just in case. But it's also a measure from the club where they have to follow protocol as any employer, as any employee would have to. You first warn, then you do a formal letter, then you try to help them. And if it doesn't happen, well, by then they're covered, in case of,
Right.
they need to fire him, etc. So they were just doing the right steps, what they have to do. Maresca not listening, that was not very professional. Now, I'm not sure why he didn't do that. Obviously, pressure maybe to play, just forgetting in the heat of the moment. Another thing is, let's not forget, he coached under Pep Guardiola and these guys. That guy would have full control there. So probably he thought he should have full control as well. And that didn't go down well, obviously.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's catch up here. A big up to you, Nemaya Fawale, aka Kopama. Make sure you've dropped a like on the video, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Let's move on here. We've addressed this one here, and Jeremy Jacquet.
Jacquet, coach, Jacquet.
Jacquet! Don't forget that again, coach. I'll try my best not to forget it. Jeremy, because it's not spelled actually as usual Jeremy, so it's probably pronounced as Jeremy. Jeremy Jacquet was discussed as a potential signing before Arsenal moved ahead with the deal for Christian Mosquera from Valencia. Okay. And Real Madrid wanted him. Chelsea are in talks with French club Rennes. Is that how you pronounce Rennes? What's the correct pronunciation? Rennes?
Rennes. Yeah.
Okay. With Rennes over a deal for centre half Jeremy Jacquet. Discussions between the clubs are ongoing, although a deal has not yet been agreed for the defender. And we learned yesterday that he's told them that he wants to join Chelsea, which makes it a lot easier for us. So I don't know. I think here on Val further, I think we'll be seeing a lot of post-game commentary. So I think it only makes sense that we just stop here and then go on to start the match review proper. I wanted to do something here. I wanted us to look at our record against Brentford in recent years. Where do I find that? Head to head. Give me 1 second here. Head to head. There you go. But I'm going to catch up with what we have here before we continue, and I will go back to the presentation window, of course, so we operate properly here. Let's see. Big up to you too. Yes, we won yesterday. It wasn't the best performance, but we won. I repeat, I'm not happy. No, just stop telling me. I know you're not happy. I know when you start being happy if we win like 4 games in a row. Just go ahead to the point. Leighton, I love you, but go ahead to the point, please. I repeat, I'm not happy that the sporting directors are not accountable for their actions. In my opinion, we need backup a player to beat a low block. I think we have enough players that are capable of beating low blocks, at least 2 of them. Gittins is capable of that. What's his name? Esteva is capable of that, but both were out. They both were sick and wasn't even on the bench. So that's, by the way, sorry, I had to signal somebody. That's, by the way. So let's look at our results against them. we played in the Premier League, of course. Let's be specific there. In total, 5, 5, 10, 13 times. We've won 5 times. They've beaten us 3 times and 5 draws. But let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go up to 7 games, 8 games, 9 games, 10 games. Let's stick with 10 games. In 10 games here, yeah, that's the 10th one here. Is that the 10th one? Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The one in April 26. April 2023, 6, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, in 10 games, December 2021, we beat them 2-0 away, EFL Cup. April 2, 2022, they beat us 4-1 on our own carpet. On our own carpet, they beat us 4-1. The game after that ended 0-0. The one after that, on our carpet too, they beat us 2-0. Then the next one again on our carpet also they beat us 2-0. The next one away he ended 2-2 draw. The next one we beat them 2-1. The next one ended 0-0. The next one ended 2-2 draw. The next one we beat them 2-1. The next one that's under Enzo Maresca 0-0 draw. The next one I think was that under Maresca? No, yeah it was. The next one ended 2-2 draw. And then the next one we beat them 2-0. So just to make sure you're not for any reason saying yeah we didn't, yeah I agree we stole a point, but that's what good teams do. We did enough to get all 3 points. You could argue they were the better side and deserved more from the game if you're going by numbers, but I'm going to look at the numbers again to be certain, not just to say that for the sake of saying it, but they deserved something out of the game. But we won. We were defensively resolute. It wasn't pretty, and I think it was on papers. Had we gone into that game with a, you could say, pretty boy approach, try to always pass it around, go sideways, try to, you can say, slow things down a bit, wait for them to come out, and you can say the Maresca way. I love Maresca, by the way. Chances are we'd be discussing a loss right now. But that's my opinion. You'll have every right to see it differently. And I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat and come back to the panel. Let's hear the panelists' opinion on how we were able to steal all 3 points from that game. It's not easy to beat Brentford. It's good. It's a good, bad performance to win this type of game. I think I like that description of that win. That's what good teams do. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't. And we did enough to take all 3 points. We did enough. The pressing was excellent. Enzo Fernandez was excellent with the pressing. His teammates also did well. We were defensively resolute, irrespective of what anybody thinks. I get it. We considered a few chances that they didn't put away. But yeah, they're not posed. They're humans. And they're a very good side. They were 5th before that loss to us. Can we keep the topics aligned? Otherwise, I will skip your comment. As much as I like to interact with you, going back and forth of topics doesn't help. It's energy draining because my brain will be, redirecting from processing one information to the other. Next season, we have a new PSR. So that means, let me get that information. That means we can put players on higher wages. We need more revenue from sponsors. Yes, a Sponsors Academy will be pure profit. So Trevor Chalobah, safe. Okay. Thank you for that. Can anyone tell me, because I am taking a break off Twitter, has Mudryk been cleared and given the green light to go back? I saw something to that effect from an account I didn't trust, so I'm not sure if that's the case. But by the way, Wally Waldo, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. If in fact that's the case, I think we'll be hearing it from a lot of the big accounts, and there's nothing like that. Matisse was proactive. In what sense? Can you elaborate? Don't speak in parables. It's like a doctor saying you're fine after the patient says, I'm not okay, please make me feel better. I think you flipped it. But all right. let's see. Make a Lego. I like Lego. My kids love Lego. But we don't get Legos anymore because within a week, thousands of it, a lot of parts of it will be missing. Big up to you to spot Rennes and Bands. Brentford have been in good form, and they were on the fifth on the table. For Rosenior's first EPL game, absolutely spot on. I think our approach on the day was deliberate, and it paid off. Big up to you to Wally Waldo. I just keep hearing it on all the streamers channel. Maybe I've not been paying attention. I think I like how proactive he is. But Dante, let's hear you. Did we? How were we able to get all 3 points? I presented my opinion on why I think we were able to win that game. Uh, I don't think it'd be accurate to say it was a bad performance. I'd say more of a professional performance. And we didn't. We even though they at some point they pressured us, we defended as a unit resolutely and got a good result in my opinion. But let's hear you, Nante.
Yeah, look, obviously, people weren't happy about who was starting in the central defence there. But Dawson actually played extremely well. I think he did it well
He
again.
did really well, but then just finished. Here's when I noticed something was wrong with him. There was one incident where I expected him to go after the guy that was ahead of him. He didn't even make an attempt. Maybe he
Yeah,
tried to play on.
yeah,
Early
yeah.
on, there was something that happened. He looked off, but I think maybe I don't know. I'll find the exact minute in the game and then tell you so that you can find it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which one, but yeah. Anyway, look, I think he did a very good job. He was winning
He
absolutely
did well, yeah.
everything in the air, cutting up, positioning himself. So he's got that IQ as a defender. He's always had that. The problem is when you do play
He's an
him,
excellent box defender. Let me teach you that one.
excellent block defender. Yes, definitely. Yes, he's good with boxes. Uh,
Yeah, you
uh,
think no, that didn't work. Yeah. Dirty mind. Just go ahead, Dante.
so yeah, look, he does well. Put him to defend that way. He's really really good at that. And Maresca was using him like that, but then we did get injuries, suspensions, and he was kind of forced to use him in some of the games. He probably wouldn't be starting, and he didn't do well at all. So yeah, look, he's one of those defenders that you use for certain matchups, certain teams. He works very well, and that's why I was so confident he will start this game. Rosenior will put him in for this game, and he
Mhm.
did an excellent job, especially Thiago, the goal scorer. That guy, he had created nothing till he went off. So yeah, look, he won everything in the air, so that was good to see. So
I mean, off the bat, it'd be that Tosin probably, even though he didn't finish the game, that he won most aerial duels.
he did pretty much everything, coach. I think he won. I don't know if he lost any, to be honest. I think he won every single one, but I haven't checked the stats exactly. But from what I remember, he won quite pretty much everything. But anyway, he was very good. Look, Brentford were very good. They came with a game plan. They were quite aggressive, pushing up on us and trying to force a mistake and just putting the pressure on, trying to keep the pressure on us. Obviously, now they didn't finish their chances, and that in the end, that's the game. In the end, we finished our chances when we had them. They didn't finish their chances when they had them, unfortunately. So, look, like you said, you take that win, and it is deserved to win because the quality of some of the chances we took, were very good. Joao Pedro played very well. His goal was a great goal. Like you said, Enzo
We
Fernandez
dredged
was all
them
over.
into uh, uh, multiple errors. There was one, it was
Yes,
Garnacho, which that's unusual from them, which means you could say the approach that the manager employed on the day worked.
it worked to a certain extent. Yes, there were a couple of holes, a couple of areas they exploited, which he then obviously he did change. How you said he's not proactive. He doesn't have that. I think you saw at this game that he can change it in the second half. How he brought an extra midfielder on and kind of try to shut the game out, and
And it
not
worked too.
and it worked. Not continue playing that way like he would at Strasbourg, because he would continue playing at Strasbourg that way. He wouldn't change it. So, and
But do
that's
you
something you
remember
saw
I
when you
said I
watched him.
believe he's smart enough to understand that the Premier League, uh, you say doesn't forgive.
Exactly.
They will exploit that. I think we did talk about how he's smart enough to adjust, to adapt to the Premier League, and I think he's proven he's capable of doing that. But go ahead.
Exactly, yeah. So at least he did that. So that was good to see. Yeah, Enzo Fernandez, like you said, probably man of the match, was everywhere defensively and proactively up front. He blocked the ball twice, intercepted that ball and blocked the ball twice, which they gave him an assist for the one for Joao Pedro. So he was very important in that goal. That was from two defensive actions. So he did very well there. But everything else, the passing, the dribbling, absolutely everything, he ran that game very, very well. So he was probably the man of the match. Robert Sanchez, of course, amazing saves, crucial saves at the right time. He made up for last week. So it looks like
Bigly.
we have to give Ben Roberts, maybe Bobby, do we have to give Ben Roberts a bit of credit for that or not really? Maybe he wasn't training. He might have been sick, Ben Roberts. I think he actually was sick, maybe. So that's why he's probably playing good. Look, so he made up for last week. He made up, he kept us in the game basically with some two really, amazing saves. So it's good to see that, he did that. So he was probably the other important player. Probably those two, I think, were the main. Enzo Fernandez and Sanchez. They were the main, and probably Tosin before he came off. They were really, really good. So yeah, look, you got to win sometimes ugly, and you got to win that way. I'm happy that Rosenior closed the game off and put an extra midfielder on, took another forward, and just kept a bit more possession and filled plug that area where they were exploiting. So he needed to do that. So I was very happy he did that. So yeah, look, very happy with the 3 points. Like you said, we haven't beaten them for a long time. They're a tough team to play. It is a London derby as well, so they do like to get up for those games, and the last 10 games they've proven they've given us headaches. So they've been one of our bogey teams for quite a while now. So to get a win over them and his first game in charge as well at home, I think that's a big plus, big tick for him and everyone else.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna catch up what we have, just not too many. Then I'll come back to Bobby. He made good subs yesterday.
And just one more thing, sorry, coach, before you
Mhm.
continue. Just the refereeing was shocking yesterday again. Clear penalty. We had clear penalty. Like, I
Well,
mean,
on
I don't know.
what's his name on
Joao Pedro, yeah.
Zapid, yeah, that was a clear penalty because if the rule is the slightest of contact, and when someone is in motion, the slightest of contact can bring him down. But
It
of
wasn't
course,
slight. It was through the back
it
of
wasn't
his
even
ankle.
that wasn't even slight. Yeah,
He
yeah,
went through his leg. I mean,
yeah.
come on. I can't believe what's the VAR there for. It's shocking. And if you saw what the penalty Liverpool got yesterday for the 1-1 draw against Burnley, I think you'll laugh when you see what penalty they got. So how they got a penalty. So yeah, very inconsistent. Wasn't very happy with that. That would have finished the game off. Would have, a bit earlier. We would have been in front. So yeah, really, really bad officiating yesterday again.
All right, let me catch up here. Let's see. He makes a good sub. Yeah, I think he's a good manager. I just, even though I felt like I would have loved him to stay 2 years, but 2 more years at Strasbourg. The moment I realized, yeah, they're definitely gonna hire him. Uh, I made up my mind to start supporting him because he has it in him, and with a little bit of support, he can go a long way. Let's see. What else do we have here? Wally Waldorf said hello to you, and Real Gem, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And Master Michael CFC up the Charles. Indeed, thank you for joining the conversation. I appreciate you. I do hope you're doing well. And if you're a member of the Chelsea Perspective community and you have a YouTube channel, let us know. We don't need you to give us anything. As long as you're a member of the community, we want to help promote your channel. Anybody that enjoys Chelsea Perspective and it's a Chelsea fan, yeah, they get a chance to go check out your own YouTube channel. And if they like what you're doing, they subscribe. We do that for everyone. We're selfless here. You could argue that's probably the main reasons of why, one of the main reasons why we're growing as quickly as we're growing, and we appreciate that. Let's see. What is wrong with Palmer? Nothing is wrong. Match sharpness. I think it's simple. And I agree with Dante. He's 100% fit. The only thing left is for him to keep playing, and then eventually he'll come back. We've been there before. He'll be fully back. Fab coach. Okay, he tweeted something, and I think that's exactly what something that what's his name? Rennes wants 65 million. In this market, I think it's worth it, and the kid is a good player. Big up to you to Spots, Rant and Bands. Nice to see you. Appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Let's see what else. Kuchila, JP needs to get on the box a bit more. He always drops it deep. He doesn't have the killer instinct to be a striker, doesn't have the footballing IQ to be a number 10. He is too slow. Maybe you could say poor decision making at time, but we seem to forget that he's actually very young himself. How old is he? 23, right? Yeah,
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Sorry.
JP is
But
23.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. We should have won a 3-0, to be honest. That Garnacho miss, Cole Palmer miss. But Garnacho, I think eventually we'll start getting consistency from him. He makes the right runs, pops up in the right places, but have not been consistent in terms of putting away chances. But I like it that he's happier than he was at Manchester United. And I think we will look back and say, yeah, that was a good deal. That's still my opinion, and I'm not changing that. Yes, we want our Chelsea back. Okay, if you're gonna start doing that, I'm not gonna read your comments because you know I'm not into that. You have right to express your opinion. I'm just gonna skip it because I can't be reading that if it doesn't have context. Are we backing for Lisa? I saw that on FB. Don't trust Facebook. I've been there. But usually because at the time Facebook, I was always on Facebook at the time. I learned the hard way not to trust them. Sometimes you see RIP on people that are still well and truly alive. But on Facebook, you see RIP with convincing images of them involved in a car accident or something to that effect. Don't trust Facebook, honestly. Um, mentally, you say mentality is blue again. That's another way to see it. And one more thing is the mentality of the players yesterday. Excellent. Facebook shouldn't be your main source of information. Thank you. Someone has just told you that. Facebook shows us so much fake news. It makes Twitter look like a saint. Twitter is actually easily to someone to fact check you immediately. In Facebook, before someone gets a chance to fact check any information, it has millions of views. Yeah, our interactions are shared many times. What Frank? I think he might get sacked. I don't know if they're gonna give him time. Let's see what else we have here. Let's hope Chelsea smash Arsenal at the Emirates will do that. But let's keep the topics aligned. And here Jay is telling us what why Namaya Fawale, aka Cole Palmer, asked me to go check Fabrizio Romano's tweet. And as much as I like to interact with you, I'm going to let Mod Manor answer most of your questions here. We've implemented something because it's custom made from Chelsea perspective. Somewhere we can give someone a login information to actually to control Mod Manor. And that makes us you can say makes it a lot easier so that only the host isn't handling everything. Anything else? Yeah, but then Bobby, let's come to you. How were we able to steal all 3 points on a day that we didn't play well, but the commitment was there. The players, you can say, really indeed did give 150% on the pitch because the defensive work was it was excellent to watch. But Bobby, let's hear you.
Yeah, you see, there are many things involved here, and I think this is the advantage. Not that it's a rule of thumb, because if it was, we would have had an English manager win the Premier League by now. But the advantage of having an expansive English manager who had a lot of his schooling in a foreign league is that when he comes back to the Premier League, not only is he trying to impose the different techniques and tactics that he learnt abroad, but he comes with an understanding of the English culture and the English Premier League. And I feel that one problem we have suffered from at Chelsea, in recent times, is the fact that I don't think Enzo Maresca, with his cultural background in football, fully appreciated what it takes to play Premier League football, considering that this is what his second season in the Premier League. I think he still believed that he could force his system of play on a system that's very direct, very physical, very studious of the opposition, and very adept at playing to the opposition's weakness. What Rosenior showed was, despite the handicaps of his team, illness, injury, and so on, if you go back to the basics of the Premier League, playing a team like Brentford, then you've got a chance to beat them. Basically, what he did was out Brentford. He out Brentford because
Yeah, I think
Brentford.
that's another. That's a delicious comment, Bobby. Go ahead. I like that.
Yeah, because Brentford came, they came to intimidate. They came to use the big boys with long balls into the box and so on. And he countered it. He used the tallest players Chelsea could muster from the first team. He played with as much physicality as Chelsea could produce on the pitch. And when we took the lead and extended the lead, and they cranked up and started putting pressure, rather than try and outplay a team that could clearly outmuscle you, he went defensive and put in a few more of Chelsea's, most physical players. He brought on, unfortunately, Tosin, who had a very good game yesterday, was winning everything in the air. He was good yesterday. Unfortunately, he had to come off with injury, but fortunately for us, we could bring on Fofana. Then we brought on uh, uh, people like, well, definitely Santos, who is more of a defensive midfielder, maybe not the most physical, but was there to try and smother what they were doing by winning the midfield battle. Then he brought on Josh, which I thought was very prudent and very different. In that, I don't know if anybody noticed, but Josh was part of a 3-6 situation that we had towards the end, which was, we went total defensive, bodies in the way, blocking every cross, and Sanchez, who had regained his form, was picking crosses out of the air, like he has been doing all season. So it was a brave performance. It was a typical English performance. It was an un Chelsea like performance. But what I liked about what I saw was that he was not only willing and able to do that, but he was capable of doing that. And if you want to be the best in the Premier League, you've got to be able to mix it up. One of the best things about Jose Mourinho at Chelsea, despite the fact that he had probably amongst the best players, some of the best players in the world to work with, was, and he's slightly defensive anyway, but he could mix it up. And people never gave Jose credit for his offensive play as well. Jose will fight, Chelsea teams will fight with you if you want to fight. They will low block and frustrate the hell out of you. That is, they'll do everything you don't want them to do. Even if the great game is a snore fest, they'll do everything that you don't want them to do, bore everybody to tears, but still win the game. Winning was everything to Jose Mourinho's teams. Well, and they will go tiki taka if you wanted that as well. Rosinia, okay, this is only what his third game, but the fact that he showed that a willingness to do that and an understanding of what it takes to win in the Premier League, to me, was impressive and was the reason we were able to beat Brentford.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat and then come back to the panel to hand the microphone to Jay. It looks like he has a connection issue. But yeah, maybe he'll fix it. Maybe he uses 7-Eleven Wi-Fi. And I think, yeah, according to Wally Waldo, he says, I think yesterday was clear. Yesterday clearly shows we needed three midfielders on the pitch. That was the main. That was the main reason why we played so much better in the second half, because we changed to a three-man midfield. All right, thank you. What else do we have here? Vic. It's in the house. I was looking. Why am I not seeing your comment on the other window? Because yeah, I was looking. Modman has said something about you. Um, then I looked in the chat proper. I did not see your comment there. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm able to see it here. Chelsea have agreed personal terms for Jeremy Jacquet, the clear main target as centre back, a contract ready player, keen in talks ongoing with Rennes, asking for club record sell fee for 65 million euros. For me, not a bad price, but because the player has said he wants to join us, he's told the club he wants to join us. I think we probably will be penny pinching until it happens. Estevao to Bayern Munich, Olise to Chelsea, good swap. No. Estevao has a little more to his game than Olise, in my opinion. He's a. I'm not just don't want to get into how they differ, because it's not something I've taken my time to research. I know you're joking, much love, but I don't like it when you distract me because you're my bro. And you know I'm gonna read your comments. What else do you have? You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Anything else? I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom and then I'll come back to the chat and try the best I can to get your subsequent contributions. As much as I like to interact with you, I just can't get all of them. Otherwise, that be the only thing we do. I want a Ribeiro, to be honest, not Jacquet. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's get the likes up according to Tebe. Big up to Beho, and thank you for joining the conversation. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. The more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who will be interested in the topics we have lined up. And spots, rants, and bans. If you use all caps, the AI will delete your message. We have two AIs policing the chat, Modmana and Nightbot. So be careful. It's not a human being, so you don't feel like anybody's deleting your message. Yeah, Vic out. I agree. Let's get the likes up, and thank you to Bell for joining. Big up to you, to my bro. I appreciate you. Anything else? Brentford was full of confidence. Yeah, they were. They probably believed they were gonna beat us, and I'm glad we dealt with that effectively. They could have had a lot more chances had it not been how resilient we were yesterday. We were defensively resolute, in my opinion. Nicola says, breaking news that Chelsea have agreed personal times with Jeremy Jacquet. The player is keen and talks ongoing. I think somebody else already presented that because I don't like you. I don't want to read. I don't want to read your comments. You can say and repeat it. It says Bobby Santos is an 8. He's not a natural 6. Only Isugo and Lavia are natural 6s and destroys. Lavia can also play as 8 or a hybrid of 8 and 6. All right, I'm going to come to the panel. Jay is gone. I think we're going to go continue the news hunting and then come back to the panel. And Christian, Dante hijacked Jay. He probably did. Let's see. Christian 1892 and 1895 says, I cannot believe we're signing this random guy. He's not random. If you don't know him, you don't know him. Don't call him random because you don't know him. He's a good player. Yeah. We need to time out my bass. Wait, I'm gonna give him a yellow card in a bit. All right, let's see. All right, anything else? Nothing else to address. He was just emphasizing your disagreement with Estevao to Bayern. No, I understand that, but the AI was set to flag when somebody uses all caps to type a message. Nothing against you, my bro. You know that. So let's go. New something. Let's get into the game proper. I want us to look at Enzo Fernandez's numbers. And we've also talked about how don't you shouldn't allow anybody to play down the importance of that win or how big of a win that game was. It's a huge win given how badly we performed against them. I think it'd be accurate to say in recent years, it wasn't a bad performance. And they were in fifth place. And before us, they had won how many games in a row? Let me go. I think is it facts? Maybe I don't know if facts would be the right tab to be on
I
to
think it was
see that
five,
actually
4 or 5, something like
they've
that.
4 or 5 in a row, but they were in a much better form than us. Yep, before that, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, they won 4 and drew 1-0 against Tottenham, and they were averaging 2 point something goals per game. Yeah. And in 5 games, they kept how many? 3 clean sheets. So they were in much better form than us, and we got such a good win against that. Yeah, it could be a lot more, but I just don't want to expand. There's a lot of scripts running the background, and I think it will slow down everything. But yeah, my word, I don't let anybody play down how big of a win that was. And honestly, Dante, let's talk about the players' commitment on the day. The blocks, there were a lot of blocks from, you can say, at some point we defended deep, and I think it made sense that we did that because yeah, we won. You could say we looked a bit. We did come across sometimes as if we were lacking in confidence. Players when you could say didn't run until 90 minutes. At some point, you see them slagging. Is it slagging? Like what would be the accurate slacking? Maybe I think the most accurate language there. Um, but the attitude was different yesterday, Dante, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, I think they realized the situation. Like you also saw Rosenior sending a message out to Enzo Fernandez in the first half. He sent out a paper to him, and then second half as well. So just getting his instructions across. It was interesting to see that they were going to Enzo Fernandez and not to Reece James. So obviously something to do with more probably just the midfield. So yeah, look, like Bobby said a little bit earlier, we changed our system. It was a 3 at the back, but there was the other. It was basically like 6 across, and then they would drop back as well. So it was very hard. There wasn't any room, so we were able to step up quickly and block any shot because there was no room for them to go in behind or from out wide. It was very difficult for them to get through us, and that's what you need to do sometimes against these teams. You need to just play like that, play the game out, and shut it up and get the win. And in the end, we did that. So yeah,
And
look,
Bobby was right that we out Brentford.
yeah, especially in that last 15, 20 minutes, definitely we did what they would do. But uh, yeah, look, they had to chase the game as well, so they were quite offensive as well. So yeah, look, defensively, like I said, Tosin was very good. Probably the only person I was really disappointed yesterday with defensively was Reece James. I think
Yeah, he looked like he wasn't fully fit. I think it's a fitness thing, not necessarily,
he's one of those that has that
but
virus.
just had to play to help the team.
Yeah, I think he's one of those that maybe had the virus. He looked very slow, and he got caught out 2 or 3 times in
Even
behind.
his decision making wasn't top notch like he usually is. You
Yeah,
say
probably 2 of those big chances that they had was down to him. Two of the big chances they had out of their 4 was down to Reece James. So he was the only really disappointing one yesterday. But I think, like Rosenior said after the game, there is a few players that have the virus, but he won't say the
you can
names.
say not fully fit. Let me do the
Yeah,
tapping
not he
back.
won't say the names, but there is that played. So yeah, I think he's definitely one of those most likely. So um, yeah, look, I mean, it is what it is. He can have a bad game, obviously, but he was the only one I think that was a little bit disappointing. Maybe because of that. I just thought his positioning and just the way he wasn't really. Look, he was used a bit. He was used as that right back inverting into midfield. So I don't think that suited him too well, to be honest. I don't think against that opposition, the way they played, that didn't suit him too well. He didn't do very well there at all. So I still want to see Reece James play under Rosenior, that right midfield position, right wing back, right midfield position that he likes to use. So just I don't think he's had the players to use that properly right now in the last few games because of obviously this virus and some injuries, etc. So I think we will still see going forward. We will see that more and more, but till they get an idea of it, who made an interview? I think Joao Pedro had an interview after the game. He said they are working on that Rosenior's system a bit more, but because there's no time, because the players weren't able to train a lot of them because of the virus, they haven't really had time to play the Rosenior system. So they're just kind of sticking a bit to what they know with a couple of adjustments because there's a game every 2-3 days anyway, and with the travel and stuff. So it's like there just hasn't been time, even Rosenior after the game, there hasn't really been time to implement that as he would like, and I can actually see that. So yeah, I think we will see that probably when there is time, a bit of time off, when the next sort of international break comes along, etc. We'll probably see them go back, I think, a bit more to what he likes to play, and I really want to see Reece James play that position because I think he would really excel in that position for a senior.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to catch up. Jay is back again. It looks like 7-Eleven turned down their Wi-Fi. Tosin was good. He was. And Quad Joseph, I have always said and will always say that Enzo is a liability for us in the midfield. He's not a liability. He's not. I know you don't like him. We were a bit stable when Santos came and Enzo is a joke. Look, you have every
Calling
right
Enzo a joke
to
after he got man of the match.
he actually won man of the match.
If that's your idea of a joke, well then okay, I'll take that joke every week.
I'll take that joke. He win man of the match. Chelsea's
He did, yes.
yeah.
He did.
Chelsea fans voted him man of the match. Not necessarily because they fear he was going to leave out of lack of support.
On my network, he was man of the match as well on my network. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what you see. You don't just like him and you're not open-minded, irrespective of how well he plays. Every time you come, you say something that still shows you don't like him. Anything else to touch here? Who's tie? I don't know, really. It sounds like somebody I've met, but I don't remember. What else we have here? Anything that has to do with the game? Don't do tapping, create chances instead. Let Dante do tapping. They don't do tappings. They interject. I'm the only one that does tappings. Jay uses a 7-Eleven. Welcome back, Jay, from McDonald's Wi-Fi. Yeah, thank you. A lot of people know. If you don't know, I will always remind people. American Network was the man of the match. Okay. But Jay, let's hear you. How were we able to take our 3 points from that game? Let's hear from your perspective. You're not allowed to say anything anybody else have said. There's no, I agree with you.
Big up, guys. Big up, coach.
Big up, Jay.
First of all, I had no Wi-Fi issues. It was actually my Lego house that was dismantled, so I had to put it back up.
One of your kids pushed down your Lego.
So no Wi-Fi. It's basically Lego. I'm fascinated with Legos from the last few days. I don't know. I think the most important thing is 3 points. I think this match holds, a particular importance to this group. We have seen matches where we have performed really well, maybe slightly better than the opponents, where we deserved more than what we actually got from those matches.
And didn't even score a single goal.
Yeah, so I think it was important for one of those matches where we are actually struggling and we have to kind of shithouse the 3 points out of it. And it has been quite a while that we have seen a performance like this, where we all agree that we are kind of lucky and kind of basically at least Brentford deserved maybe a point or something like that. So we were all like thank God the match is over. So I think it was really important. I think this will help the mental side of these players a lot. And in the Premier League specifically, if you look at the giants, in the last few years, giants in the sense of those who dominate the league via matches and are in the title race, the Arsenals, even the Manchester City team, when they actually went on to win 3 and 4 uh, titles in a row. I think it was not all domination. There were matches, there were parts, and quite a big part actually of those performances where they were struggling, and people used to wonder how they end up winning the 3 points out of those matches, and everyone used to cry on the timeline, oh, they were robbed, this was robbed, but City and Arsenal as well, and Liverpool when they won the season last year. So I have seen things like these with those big clubs, and it was good to have something similar. The feeling that they have. It was good to have something associated with Chelsea. Now, obviously, this is not something to be really proud of, because if we can't really say that that was a really good performance. I'm really happy,
But can
because
we
if
be
you're
proud of the
coming
3 points?
exactly, so you can't really
Okay.
say good, because if that is good, then we want good performance regular basis. So we will all agree that we don't want points, 3 points in a manner that we saw yesterday on a regular basis. It's good to have it here and there, but not on regular basis. But I think this does a lot of help and a lot of improvement to the mentality of these young guys. They need to learn this side of football where you're not really the favorites or the deserving side to take all the 3 points, but you are at the end of the day the ones who's going to clinch all the points. And I think few more performances like this, and overall, I think these type of performances or these type of results overall play a lot more than just reflection on the points table. It plays much more to the development of these young players. I'm really happy that we got the 3 points, and hopefully we learn a lot from these performances. So I was really happy with the
Yeah, let
outcome.
me let me ask you, on our part, what did we do that earned us that point?
Um, I think first of all we have to give credit to Rosenior. I think he has done really good on the part of substitutions. Almost all the substitutions that he's made, it's actually immediately impacted the game. The Santos substitutions and even the Liam Delap. Delap helped us won the penalty, and that kind of calmed the game. Brentford also they also accepted, yeah, the match is now gone. So Delap's contribution was huge in winning that penalty. And Santos, obviously, they were running through the midfield, and the stability was not there. I think the extra body really helped it, and so a huge favor needs to go to the manager. Right substitution at the right time. This is a really important part of any coach or manager, which he's doing really well at this point. Hopefully, he continues this. Other than that, I think the mentality of few players is really key as well. Now, obviously, Enzo Fernandez, we talked about, his overall performance on the match, how he's really good in certain areas and how there is something missing in other parts of his game. But the mentality that this guy brings, the pure energy, the fight, the grit, the determination, I think it's
Commitment,
huge. And
everything.
that is why when people actually, says that we need to sell Enzo, I think the intangible things that he brings to this team are huge, which I sometimes even can't find in Reece James for that matter. So I think he plays a huge role. After all the goals, those little celebrations, pushing the guys, and even gathering the group again and again. I think he plays a huge part, and so is the other guys as well. So it is something that maybe comes from the group, the attitude of the group, and it just shows that they are actually trying really hard, and they are kind of attached to this new coach, or at least they are trying to attach. It's not no more the sad tone of Maresca is gone, so we are in doom and gloom kind of situation. I think they are giving their part to the coach, and the coach is helping them too. So if that is the case, which I could assume from that match, then I think the coming results will also reflect this tone of this group. And let's not just say that the team we played were actually just a bozo team. This is not the Brentford of old. They have been really good. I
They
think I would put them as,
played very good football, man.
yeah, football and the physicality side. Look, we struggle a lot against physical team, and Brentford are one of those teams who have mastered the art of physicality, especially their striker, the ego guy. So it was really important
Brazilian,
to
right?
get points against such a side, because you are going to learn a lot about physicality by fighting against physicality. So that was a good example. So overall, the result was good. The 3 points is important, but the intangible things that we actually earned from that game was more important for me.
Listen, I think you know that already. We even the manager did say that sometimes something to the effect of sometimes you just have to win dirty, and it's not gonna always be pretty. And which is sort of mentality I want. He's not bent on, you can say, us playing in a particular manner week in week out. He knows sometimes he's just gonna play dirty. I don't know if you've given Bobby some credit for saying we're out Brentford. But before you say that, I just
Yeah,
want to say, go ahead.
that was a really cool way of adjusting words and using some phrases. So he's a wise guy. Obviously, he can do such things, and obviously, you are going to get impressed by that.
I just want to say, Brentford, they play excellent football, and it's amazing. They actually play better football than Arsenal. It's amazing how they're able. You can say you see when you watch them, you see a mashup of physicality, perfect mashup of physicality and good football, really. And that's from a manager who was a set piece coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
People need to give them a lot of credit, like
You
the
need
way
to,
they have
people
turned
need to,
things around.
and more importantly, the manager too, because probably he had it in him, but just had to take up the opportunity of being a set piece coach. But look what he's proven to be one of the best managers they've ever had, actually.
I think because he
Yeah,
had nothing to lose, so he decided to play more attacking, and it's worked. It worked, so it's worked for the group. The
I
way
mean,
he's
even if
changed.
that's the case, I still give them credit.
Well, no, I'm giving him credit, but I'm saying that's what happened. He changed the formation a little bit, made him much more attacking, much more high pressing, and that's really paid off for him. Yeah, I am giving him credit. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, exactly.
Jay, were you still
yeah.
saying
I don't think there is some big luck that is happening for Brentford. I don't think it's a luck factor. I think they
No,
are strong structurally. You've taken away the coach, which have really, really helped them really from the Championship to the Premier League and established them as a Premier League club.
did
And
Thomas Frank
Thomas
start
Frank,
with them from the championship?
yeah, I think I think Thomas Frank was with them when they
I hope he
promoted to the
drags
Championship,
Tottenham
if
to
I'm not.
that place.
Well, he's going to get sacked soon
I
with
feel
Spurs.
bad for expression. Jesus, I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I enjoy watching his videos
You
go.
have to feel bad for the
Actually,
whole
that was
Tottenham
Gallagher's
community.
first game starting as well.
Oh, Gallagher started their last game.
Yes, against yes.
Yeah, and he struggled.
Chelsea fans will cook him. I feel bad for him. Oh my word, I feel bad for expression. I hope he survives it because he's a serious entertainer. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Ty has shared the link. It looks like he's done a video on Jeremy Jacquet. Who is Jeremy Jacquet? And I pinned it at the very top. Ty is good at
Come on, coach. Jacquet, come on.
Jacquet. Thank you, Dante. I owe you a bottle of you know what. So go check it out and be sure to subscribe. Watch the video. I think you will learn a lot about Jeremy Jacquet. The link is pinned at the very top there, just below the poll. Go check it out. And who else do we have here? 18 likes. Not too bad. I'm gonna try and catch up. Kochi is using. Shut up. Um, just shut up. And the Heast is here in Chelsea Mitchell. Oh, nice to see you. I'm not a result only guy, but this was a must get a result. I mean, you can say it's a confidence booster. As Bobby would say, it will do the players a world of good. I think all of us on the panel we talked about the importance of winning that game, and more importantly, I'm happy we won. Who did not board timeout? What did the person do? I don't know. I can't see. I can't see.
It's just a
Why am I
Manchester
not
United
seeing
fan.
everything
Don't
here?
worry, coach.
I'm not seeing everything there, but it looks like
It's a Manchester United fan. Just writing in bold letters, Manchester United. Yeah.
oh, so Nightbot get mad. I think he has because they provide. You can say value. Just leave them. Honestly, In all honesty, let's say, now let's just get a Kobo. I don't want Kobo. I don't think we need to sign any other goalkeeper because, the kid at Strasbourg, I think, is maturing quicker than I had expected. Actually, he's doing really well. He's, I wouldn't say excellent with his feet until his stride in the Premier League because more pressure in the Premier League. But I don't think we need to sign any other goalkeeper. Jorgensen is a good goalkeeper, but lacked confidence in some of the games he played. But he's got an opportunity to also show he can be a good goalkeeper. He has a huge leap in him. Is it leap or I think leap will be the correct. You can say even in the ball headed into into the 90th angle, he can actually reach it, even though he's not the tallest. Today is Sunday. I don't want to. Oh, devil, I forbid you. I cashed you. I agree with Lego J. We'll always struggle against physical teams, against Arsenal, Brentford, Man City. But boy, the approach was excellent yesterday, and that makes me happy. Anything else here to address? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Where's Chichi Eze? Why am I not seeing everybody? Did Chichi join from YouTube? From what's it called? Dang it. Even Mabas responded to Chichi, but I'm not seeing it in the main control window. I'm not sure what's happening here. But Chichi, if you're listening, thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. I appreciate you. I don't know what you owe, Jay. Dante convinced me yesterday. Dante has that impact. What did he convince you to do? Oh yeah, Dante, you saw it before me. The Manchester United guy that Nightbot got angry and deleted. The press are done. Here's the thing. You're welcome to stay here, but here's what you're gonna do. Don't use all caps. Thank you. You do provide value too because you're viewing the content. Keep the blue flag flying high. There you go, Chichi. Is it there? And Chichi, thank you for finding the time. Oh my gosh. It's held for a review show. Chichi, thank you for joining the conversation. I appreciate you. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Modmana, I am actually a big Chelsea fan for real. Remember, EJ twice, two. Modmana is a robot that is still undergoing training. But I think it's very, very intelligent, knowledgeable about Chelsea. You can actually say Modmana, then you ask a question, it will respond. Anything about football in general, Chelsea. You can also start a debate with Modmana. Just write the word. You can do the word
Coach, no. Don't tell Mabas that, please. It's going to spam.
He knows. He knows. He's actually been doing it. But there's a limit to back and forth. He already knows, yeah. So you can do exclamation mark Modmana debate. Then start a debate with Modmana. And then you go back and forth for a bit. At a certain point, it stops. Well, thank you there. You can have a conversation with him, and that makes us happy. Hey, happy Sunday to you too. Let's go to church. I'm Adenusa. I'm not going to church today. I have a lot of things I have to do after the show. Let's see what else we have here. Arsenal high play ratings was highest rated player yesterday was 5.41 and Palmer 6.71. That's for Palmer too. Yeah, that's Palmer not being at his best. Arsenal, I think it's looking a bit bleak for them. They are topping the table with 6 points, but that's not a lot. It takes one game, then a lot of pressure on them. I think we can, but let's see what happens. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. I don't know, Bobby, anything else you want to add before we go back to news hunting or continue talking about the game? I think I'd like, again, I wouldn't mind us looking at the individual player performances. I want us to look at Tosin's numbers, how many aerial duels he won. But I'd say off the bat, even though he didn't finish the game, won a lot more than any other person on the pitch on the day. I have a feeling Aston Villa will win the league. It's a possibility. They're doing better. You could argue much better in terms of how many goals they score per game than Leicester City did the year they won it. So, anybody else has anything else to talk about on the panel before we go start doing that? I'll be back in just a few seconds.
Yeah, I don't have anything to particularly add to what we've said. I think we've all sung from the same hymn sheet. We all believe that Liam Rosenior showed quite a bit of pragmatism in the game that Maresca would have probably lost. So, yeah, let's see how he continues. If he's there to do the right things in order to get the wins from very difficult teams, then there's hope for this Chelsea recovery.
Yeah, look, that was one of coach's worry that he's not pragmatic because he did watch a few games for Strasbourg and he didn't really do that. I think he didn't need to do that there. That's just they were encouraging that and teaching those players to play that way to try to continue just to playing that way. So a bit different here, obviously. So yeah, it's good he did it. Going back to Maresca did that quite a few times as well. Actually, he was quite pragmatic many of the times. I think he got quite ridiculed for that, going too defensive, trying to hold the lead. So he was pragmatic as well, but a little bit different in a different type of sense. But I think, yeah, he was pragmatic. Well, he didn't want to lose a lot of those games either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the
Go ahead,
difference
Bobby.
the difference here was that Maresca felt that his keep ball exercises of passing the ball around in his own half was going defensive and nullifying the opposition. That doesn't work in English football. There is a culture in all these football games in different continents. All I can tell you, I mean, what I can tell you certainly in England is that the culture is part of our DNA. If you don't have the technical ability, you will use brute force within the confines of the game to get yourself ahead. You use aerial balls, you use physical shoulder barges, the odd foul here and there. That's English football. That's just the reality. And just as I made in my point earlier, I don't think some of these coaches from other countries on the continent fully grasp that, unless you're somebody of the caliber of Jose Mourinho, who plays that way anyway. And Portuguese football is a little bit like that. It has a bit more flair, but it's a little bit like that in terms of their defensive prowess. Now, people may turn around and say, "Oh, but Italians are very good with their what's that word they use for their defense? Defensive
They're known to
football,
be, you can say, irrespective of
Cosa
how
Nostra, or
beautiful their
whatever,
games look, they're known to be
to be
good at,
defensive.
yeah, to be defensive. Yeah.
But their defensive culture is very technical and very tactical.
And
Hmm.
that's
You know,
changed a lot. They're not like that
uh,
anymore anyway.
They've changed. Yeah,
Well,
they've changed.
there's always that DNA. English football is not like that anymore, but that DNA remains. You will always find English teams at their greatest strength with the long ball, route one football, aerial balls, and that's when they come alive. Why? Because your DNA is coming alive. You're not doing those things that are not particularly natural to you, but you've learned to do to, you know, make your tactics just that little bit more efficient. So this is what Rosinia recognized. Teams like Brentford, Crystal Palace, Leeds, even to a certain extent Newcastle, all these teams, their strengths is, lump it up in the air. Everybody, the old saying, kick and rush. There's nothing wrong with it. It's football, and as long as it's within the confines of the game, it's doable. Now, when a team like Chelsea does it, everybody gets up in arms because they expect us to be classier. They expect us to have more finesse in the way we play, and that's why we go to these teams and we struggle and we suffer. You meet a Brentford or a Bournemouth, and they're throwing the ball long throws into the box. Why have long throws into the box come back? So much so that Arsenal's doing it. It's just English football. So Rosinia understood that. He showed a depth of pragmatism that I don't think Maresca
Shame
was
on me,
able to
right,
do.
Bobby?
Sorry?
Shame on me.
No, it's not. I don't call these things out for those purposes. Yes, you didn't get
No,
it right,
no,
but
no, no.
it's fine.
I know. You're not calling me. I'm just saying, shame on me for thinking.
Yeah,
But I
no,
did say actually he will adapt. He's
no
smart.
shame on you because he wasn't exercising that. He wasn't showing evidence of that in the league that people were watching him in, and that was the French League. Where quite rightly it's been said he didn't have to, and his objectives were different. What people often forgot is that when he was at Hull, he was having to do that because he was playing in the championship, and that's what it's all about in the championship. So that's not new to him. Um, Will he do that every game? Of course not. He said himself that we couldn't play our game because of health and fitness and so many reasons. But what I'm hopeful of is that certainly with the transfer market coming, existing, and in the summer, when he gets to know his team, he's not going to be that kind of manager that will completely ignore the need for physicality in the English game. I felt, and I'll hold my hand up if I'm wrong. I felt Maresca at times thought he could ignore it, and so his teams will get bullied by certain teams because he felt he could play them out of existence. That's a very
I want to
difficult thing
say
to
I
do
wouldn't go
when
to the
people are
extent of saying
harassing you.
Maresca thought he could ignore it because he did talk about the importance of physicality.
Well, he didn't always show it, but it is what it is. It's not, you come to the English Premier League and teams will molest you in a football sense if you're not ready for the fight. I can't.
Jesus
I
Christ.
can't.
Careful, that's demonetization. That's your checkpoint for this show, coach.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to be funny, but but it's if you're not ready for the fight, they're going to slap you up, and you have to be able to deal with it. If a man like Pep Guardiola has come to recognize that and understand that he's had to build a spine of players that are 6'6" and above. I think he's kind of gone overboard, but he gets it. Look at his goalkeeper, look at his DM, and look at his striker, and you'll know why. He knows that it's a fight in the Premier League, and even with all the quality he has, all the mixture of physicality and technicality, he gets it wrong every now and then because of his tactics, because his tactics can be too smooth. Whereas in the English Premier League, you've got to mix the rough with the smooth. Sometimes you've just got to get down and dirty and forget football and play the Route One sort of game, and still at the same time have the technical players and technical capability to switch it up when you need to. I'm hoping that Rosinha will be able to do that. It's going to be very difficult because our players aren't particularly that rugged. But if he can get that rugged side into this team, especially with his team selection, wow, he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. I will come back to the panel again here. EJ twice who says Aston Villa would be great. I don't want City to win it again, and I want Arsenal. I want to see Arsenal fans cry again. I think it could still happen. They might end up winning one trophy this season, but there's a chance it will not be the Premier League and it won't be the Champions League. Champions League, I'm not for certain, but the Premier League, there are certain performances that I've seen from them that that's led to me thinking they might actually not win it, even though City are as bad as they are this season. but we'll see. Let's see. As bad as they've been, Maresca, I'll stop mentioning him. Let's see what else we have here. Coach, I'd rather Aston Villa. Yep, I'd rather Aston Villa too. And they have Champions League on their trophy cabinet. They do, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
And
they won it once.
yeah, they've won it. So for all of you in the chat, I appreciate you all. I'm not gonna read everything. Go to my bro here. A lot of people, Mr. 8542 Jude. Thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. Here, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles. He says, good morning to you too. Good morning, everyone. Our performance yesterday was not good, but the main point is the win. Also, considering the virus, 3 points is supreme, and I appreciate the team as a whole. Yeah, they gave 100%, and we've heard from the manager. Actually, some of them, if under normal circumstances, according to what he said, my understanding of what he said, some of them actually shouldn't even it shouldn't be on the pitch on the day, but they just had to. James looked like one of those players. He didn't mention names, but you could tell. Maybe Palmer, one of them. No worries, MB5. I'm going to test it again if you don't mind. So you will yellow card you. I will force it to yellow card you. Right then. Okay, the small manner there. And to all of you, continue. If you have any questions, drop it. We'll try to address it. And remember the rule: do not ask any difficult questions, otherwise we will pretend we don't see it. Jay, anything you want to talk about there before we start looking at player numbers? And I'm going to try to see if anything new emerged as the show progressed before we even do that. Go ahead, Jay, if you have anything else to add to what they talked about. I don't know if you said yours. Okay, Jay isn't ready to speak, but I'm going to refresh this to see. I don't need to refresh Joao Pedro and anything else here. That's not nice from Vince. He says that Thomas Frank is like Jaman Potter. Is that what he said? Let me read that again. But is he? It's like Graham Potter, not like Jaman Potter. He's Swedish, right? Isn't he?
Thomas
No,
Frank?
Thomas Frank's German. No, he's German.
Swedish.
He's German, isn't he?
No, I think Swedish.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Denmark. He's Denmark. Danish.
Denmark, Danish, Danish. Yeah, Danish. So I don't know, Jay, and all to those of us still on the panel, Chelsea are one of the clubs closely monitoring the situation of Feyenoord's winger Anis Haji Musa, sounds like Algerian, over a possible summer move. Dante, do you know him? I don't know him, and I'm not going to pretend I do.
Yeah,
I do
there's
know him. Yep, I
Go
do
ahead,
know
buddy.
him.
Go ahead if you want to go
Dante,
first.
because I don't know him that well, but I've
Okay.
heard the rumors. Go on.
Yeah, just rumors at the moment. Look, he's exceptionally talented dribbler. That's probably his main strength. Very, technical, very, very good dribbler. Now he's actually quite strong as well. He's got big legs. Can be quite physical. Low center of gravity to the ground. So that's really helps him. Really keep the ball really close and dribble very well. He gets past his man pretty much with ease. Really, if you look at him, he's not young. I think he's 23 already, so he's not young.
He's getting ready to retire at 23.
Yeah, so he's not young, so we
Why?
can't sign him. He's a bit too old for
You
us.
got my point. Why are you saying he's not young? He's 23. He's not young.
I'm just saying he's not
He's not like
not a beginner.
he's not in the you can say the level Swiss. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, being a professional at 8, you signed the contract at 18, 19, 20, you're still very young. 23, he's been in the system for a little bit already. Look, dribbles amazingly, but I do worry about the other side of his game. I don't think he has the other side much of his game. So
When
he's
you
one
say
of
the
those
other
players
side,
that
you say the other side, what do you mean?
defensive, running, basically, he's one of those luxury players that loves showing off and loves using his skills, and he's amazing to watch. But in the Premier League, I don't know, you can carry a player like that. Not right now, anyway. For us, I don't think, because of that. So yeah, look, I do like him. I like I said, if he reminds you watch some of the stuff he does, you think he dribbles like Eden Hazard. That's how good his dribbling is and how he can get around players. So he's very good at that. But that's his main strength. The rest, there's a lot missing. The rest, I think, there's quite a lot missing. And for the Premier League, you need a lot more than just that. It's just not going to help you. To be honest, you have to go back the other way. You have to. I don't know if he's quite that fit. Like I think he plays a bit more, slower, lazier when I see him off the ball. So I think there's a lot he can work on. But look, talent-wise, he's very talented. But that's his main strength. There's not many other main strengths to him. That's the only main one.
Mm. Okay, I'm glad you know him very well. You are a go-to in terms of potential signings. Bobby, I don't know. How about you? You want to add to that?
Um, no, I was actually looking to add to the comments about Thomas Frank
Oh
because
yeah,
you
we
know,
we actually looked at hiring him, but go ahead.
yeah, there's a lesson in that. There's a big lesson in that, and both for coaches, both for owners and fans. Not every coach is cut out for every team. There are some teams that are just not suited for you. Some coaches are suited to the smaller clubs, the smaller team groups, and they produce a resilient and probably, if given time, very, very successful outfits. Um,
Yeah, Dante, let
what's
me get more coffee. I'll be back.
the Crystal Palace manager would have produced a team that I think would have won some major honors if the club had managed to keep those players together. Eze, Giu, their striker, I've forgotten his name. Even when they had the likes of Elise and so on, they had a really, really, really good team, and he is the right man for that team. Same with Brentford. Thomas Frank was the right man for Brentford. And it looks he is the wrong man for Spurs. Why is that? Because um, when you go up a gear with the club, there's less time to allow you to do what you need to do for the team. So, with that limited period of time, you have to hit the ground running. You've got to do this, you've got to do that immediately under the spotlight. You're going to fall flat on your face. It happened with Graham Potter when he came to Chelsea. When he was at Brighton, he had all the time in the world to mold his team, fail, build things season after season. But when he came to the top club, where bang, you need to do it now, 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 it was a disaster, along with the other things that was going on at the club at the time. So I think that's what Thomas Frank has suffered from, and I think it's a lesson to a lot of managers like him to be careful of the jobs they take, because this could be a career damaging exercise for him. I mean, look at Ange Postecoglou, the same thing. He's not cut out for the English Premier League. If he'd stayed in
And he's not
Holland
willing
or
to adapt.
well, that's another thing. But if he'd stayed in Holland or even gone to Germany or so on, he would have probably produced an amazing team. But he's come here and damaged his reputation, not once, but twice. So there's a lot of learning from that. And I think Thomas Frank should probably help himself and get out of Spurs.
I think eventually they will fire him. It just hasn't worked, and it doesn't look like it's gonna ever work, in my opinion. Unfortunately, and yeah, this year, new negotiations between Chelsea and Stade Rennes over Jeremy Jacquet. Is that it, Dante?
I'm not going to correct you anymore, coach. You keep getting it wrong.
Jacquet.
Jacquet, come on.
Jacquet, Jeremy Jacquet are expected to take place today, and we've heard, according to Fabrizio Romano, we've agreed personal terms with him. Let me just find that particular report. I don't know why Vince hasn't updated because this was how many 4 hours ago. So I'm going to try to find that one in particular I'm gonna try and find that one in particular. But go ahead. If you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it, and we will try to address it. Let me find the Fabrizio Romano updates. But no need. I think
Can I
Jay has
add to
talked
the
about it, and
Thomas
people in
Frank?
the chat have also talked about it. Go ahead, Bobby.
Um, I just want to say I don't think it's a learning or lesson about Thomas Frank. I think it's a big, massive red flag, about whoever made that list for Chelsea. And I think they better learn a lot from this because it would have been a disaster. Spurs can afford it, but I don't think we could actually, sustain another Graham Potter. I think he actually could have been worse than Graham Potter, and it's really you have to have something in you to really surpass what Graham Potter did at Chelsea. So yeah, I'm actually worried. I was actually worried throughout this phase where Tottenham is suffering right now with each defeat and each conversation that their fans have about Thomas Frank, it just tickles me and reminds me that this guy was really close and was high in the list of the managers that could succeed that was coming to Chelsea. So really, really frightening thing. So
Was he
yeah,
really
massive
that
red
close to
flag.
joining Chelsea?
I think he was top three in the list, and that is not good. If he was top three, if he
I
made it
wouldn't
that
put him
far.
with Potter. I think he's a much better coach than that. He's quite technical in his approach. He's a very he thinks probably can overthink things a bit too much. And I don't think it's completely his fault at Tottenham, to be honest. I don't believe that. I think the
We
players
can
are
make the same argument for Graham Potter as well, that it was
no.
not his complete fault to really fail at Chelsea, and there is nothing substantive on which basis we can say that Graham
No,
Potter
well,
is
Potter's
better
gone
than.
on to to
Yes,
other clubs and he's failed everywhere, and he's gone to little
he
clubs as
did a
well.
fantastic job with Brighton, and he failed at Chelsea. And similar can be said about
Yes, but Thomas Frank hasn't
Thomas
been
Frank as
anywhere
well.
after Tottenham yet, so that I can't say that yet.
Again, we
I'm
have to see that. I think it's a similar trajectory. I think he will go to some mid-table Premier League club, and we could see something similar. You know what happened with Graham Potter at West Ham and all. I think I could see something similar happening to Thomas Frank also.
It's a possibility. I mean, you never know. Here's the thing. But Potter's case, I'm shocked at how badly you could say. But I think
and he's
he
still
took
got a
risk.
good job, Potter.
You
Anyway,
could
he's
say
still
in
got a good
Potter's
job.
case, we agree Potter did well with Brighton, but afterwards it's been. I don't know where he is currently. Was it a
Sweden,
national
he's
team?
Sweden. Yeah, he's
The
Sweden.
Swedish national team coach. But yes, then I think he took risky jobs that were actually more riskier than Chelsea because they didn't have the quality we had. That didn't help either.
No, I think his temperament and his mentality is suited to a certain specific group of players. Not all. A manager like that, like Potter is, he's a very much a nice guy, much more humble, and a lot of players take advantage of that at higher levels. So he really needs the right environment to work in, and that's his main problem in my opinion. I think it's just just the way his demeanor is, the way his attitude, the way he's a very nice guy and always puts his arm around everyone, but that's not really going to cut it out at some of the big clubs, to be honest. Well, Thomas Frank is not that way. He's quite strict. So that's why I don't think it's the same. That's why I wouldn't compare Potter to him, especially not now. I think he's much better, more of a technical manager, where Potter was not a technical manager as much, to be honest, at Brighton. He was more playing nice, playing beautiful, but not as technical or as defensive as Frank is. So I think they're quite different. I wouldn't compare him to that. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. I think that's unfair on him right now. To be honest, it's not over yet as well. Don't forget, it's just they're there, but they're not that many points behind. They can come up pretty quickly with a few wins in a row.
Anybody else before we go start looking at numbers? Bobby, anything else you want to add? I'm just glad he isn't at Chelsea. I think he would have struggled too.
No,
That's my
nothing to
belief.
add to this. No, he would have struggled at Chelsea
Yeah.
for sure.
That's just my opinion. Yeah. All
Well,
right.
can you actually blame him for the West Ham job? Potter, because this West
No,
Ham
not necessarily.
team
As I
looks one
said,
of the
he
horrible.
took a lot of risks going there. They were, you can say, they were in a crisis at the time, really.
I mean, some teams are really kind of uncoachable. This West Ham team looks disastrous. It feels like no manager can actually, make them play or have the level that West Ham used to have. They struggle a lot. So, can we really put all the blame on Potter for failing at West Ham? Because I think most of the managers will fail at the environment that West Ham is right
I
now.
agree. They
They're
were,
getting the wrong
you can say,
managers for
would
that
it be
group
accurate
of
to say,
players. Completely
sorry,
wrong.
go ahead, Dante.
They're getting the wrong type of manager for that group of players they have, and they have their squad
That's
is
another thing.
very
Yeah,
unbalanced. It's very unbalanced, that squad as well. So you got to get the right type of guy in there, not a Potter. I knew straight away that's going to be a problem because they do have some mature players that do have are not going to listen that much, and they do have some egos in that dressing room as well. Some high paid players. So yeah, look, you got to get the right manager for that type of group to play, to motivate them to play, and or you got to move those players as well. Definitely the squad is a problem as well. Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't know what kind of manager will actually make them work because what they have like three or four managers now and all kind of different. You got Nuno struggling. Nuno has a history of really uplifting teams who are struggling in the Premier League. He's one those kind of manager, and I think in between there are like two or three managers also. So I think I can
Nuno is
remember four
another one of
managers
those.
who have struggled here.
He's a nice guy. Nuno is a very nice guy. He's one of those very similar to Potter in his approach, in my opinion.
I think he's a much better manager than Porter because Porter, another issue with Porter,
He
he
is.
doesn't
Yeah.
know how to be pragmatic, but Nuno does know how to be very, very pragmatic.
He does, but I'm saying his demeanor. He's a very nice guy as well. He's that type of guy that will put his hand around a player more than anything. You hear him in press conferences, the way he speaks, how he talks, what he does. Yes, that's his style of managing. Again, I that wouldn't work there as well. Like I said, West Ham. If you look at the squad, they got some divas in that squad. Some of the players, and a lot of them are very mature as well. So you got to get the right guy in there to take that. They need to probably sell some of those guys and take it back to a, like Bobby would say, like more English style of play that suits a group a bit more. And they need an overhaul, basically what they need to do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you for adding that. Let me see. So let's look at Tosin's numbers. I don't think anything new has nothing new. I've checked. Nothing new has emerged as the show progressed. Here, Tosin played 58 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists, total shots, none. Accurate passes 30 out of 35. That's 86%. Not bad. Defensive contributions 15 in total. Touches of 50. Touches in opposition box, none. Accurate long balls, 1 out of 3, 33. Okay. And clearances 13. That's a high. That shows you how good he was on the day. And you can say most of them, I'd say headed clearances. There you go. Headed clearances, 9 in total. Interceptions, 2. Recoveries, 2. Aerial duels, 1, 4 out of 4. I hadn't even looked at this number when I said I think
Yeah.
off the bat, even though he didn't finish the game, most likely, probably, most aerial duels won. He'd be up there because I haven't looked. You could say we don't have the luxury of looking at the aerial duels, successful aerial duels for other players. But yeah, he had a good game. He looked rejuvenated, looked like a different player on the day. Anybody else want to add to that?
Yeah, especially set pieces. A lot of those were from set pieces and corners because they had a lot, Brentford. So he was the one, and that it was very important, especially the way we defend most of the times those corners and set pieces. Yeah, he was that guy that was clearing everything away, which was needed. And most of the time he was on Igor Thiago, and that's why he played for that specific reason. Uh, yeah, look, he had a great game. It's a shame he went off, but it's fine as well. It doesn't matter. Wes came on and did a pretty good job as well. Didn't do too bad either.
I think that was actually an impressive performance. Now, I don't really want to, put a sour taste in this sweet tossing conversation, but I think we have to give a lot credit to Sanchez, for this tossing cameo because there was almost an own goal, horrible own goal by Tosin, which Sanchez kind of saved. and I think everything could have changed from that point. So I would still want to see, a bit more refined performance and maybe a total 90 performance. I know it's not his fault that he couldn't complete the 90-minute, but there was this big fault. That own goal could have
That
really
wasn't a
turned
fault.
everything.
That's not a
You
fault,
didn't.
Jay. He's
Yeah,
trying
you didn't
to
think it
clear
was
the
a
ball
clearance.
coming
I think it
across.
was a clearance.
Yeah, he's trying to defend that, and
I checked the trajectory of that ball. No, the direction the ball was going. I think it would have gone for a corner kick, not to the post. I think it was a
Not
clearance.
really.
But
I
I'll look at it again.
from
But go
what
ahead,
angle I
Jay.
saw,
it's close. Yeah.
I thought that was heading straight to the goal. It was going straight inside the goal. So
It was going on an
yes, I
angle,
agree
but
that
yeah,
it's
it was going towards the post, but we don't know if he was going in and out. It's very close anyway. But I think he was trying to. He actually did well to do that, because if not, the player next would have got it and he would have tapped it in. So he actually tried to block that. It wasn't. It was a mistake, but it was a forced clearance slash. A bit. He was reaching for it basically. So I don't see that as a bad thing. That's a defensive action
I
which
mean,
was
you
needed.
can't really give him credit for, that type of block, which is ultimately creating a problem for an own goal. So that actually
But he didn't
doesn't
go. It
really,
wasn't an own goal. It wasn't scored. So you have to credit
well,
him.
that is why I'm saying that Sanchez actually had a big role in that performance, because we know after
He
such
did,
a
yeah, but not in
horrible
tossing.
goal.
That's nothing to do
Let's
with tossing.
go ahead, Jay. Let's let Jay drop.
Yeah, just saying that the overall performance was really impressive, but I think Sanchez had a big role in the overall outcome of both Chelsea's game, the result of Chelsea, and also about Dawson's performance. Because if that own goal had went in, I think that can break the morale of the player completely. The crowd and everything,
Do
and
you
we've
really think
seen
that
with
was going to be an own goal? I thought it was a clearance, and I thought the direction would have gone out, in my opinion.
it was
But go ahead,
clearly
Jay.
deflected. I won't even say a deflection. It was a proper. I know, obviously, it wasn't his fault, but it was clearly, like a
He
90
tried to
degree
block
change in
it.
the
He tried to get
trajectory
in the
of the
way.
ball from,
Go ahead, Jay.
like, it was completely going in the other way, and with the contact with Tosin's leg, it was like changed totally towards the goal, and hence that save Sanchez was really crucial. And he was kind of lucky, but I think you need to have such kind of luck as well. And he really carried his way forward in that match really well. And apart from that little moment, I think he was flawless. And kudos to him. That was really, really impressive. And I had my doubts over him going into this match, but he proved a lot better.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jay.
Thiago didn't have one shot on target or one chance, nothing while he played. Yeah, so you saw how he got a bit off the leash when he got off. They weren't quite able to. He had a good couple of headers and had one chance. Yeah, Shalaba then went to Igor after when Wes came on, and yeah, he couldn't quite handle him the same because obviously the physicality, and in the air he couldn't hold with him. Unfortunately, that's Shalaba's weakness. Unfortunately, in the air.
I hope
Yeah.
Tosin does a Rudiger on the Rosenior, because the club aren't looking, Chelsea aren't looking to sell him. They appreciate his leadership on and off the pitch. They wouldn't mind keeping him even if he isn't playing, because yeah, he helps off the pitch. But
He
go
does.
ahead, Jay, if you were still saying something.
If you guys had a choice between, Disasi and Tosin, like you have to sell immediately, one among the two, who would you go for?
I'd sell the Sassi, and
It's
I'll
Darcy.
explain.
That's an easy decision.
Yeah, and I'll explain. Tosin is a much
Is it
better
easy
ball
financially
player.
because you're going to earn something on Tosin and the Badia Shield deal? I don't know if that's going to be, giving you a lot back.
Yeah, that is the only thing against him, probably, if we really need that money. But I don't think we will, because the PSR rules are changing next season and it's basically a clean slate. So I don't think that would be the case, to be
Sorry,
honest.
can you elaborate on the PS
This
rule
cannot be the
change?
only thing because the way the club works, especially quite cautious about the financial deals. I think it's a big thing because they will consider this before
Yeah, yeah,
making any
yeah.
deal.
It could be, yeah. I agree with that. It could be. But like I said, depends how he finishes this season. And
Yeah.
from what I've seen, I think Rosina really likes him because he likes those ball playing big central defenders. So I think he's going to play quite a bit under Rosenior. I just hope he doesn't play in the games that he won't suit, but I haven't seen that yet. So,
I would
uh,
just add that in that central centre back role, I prefer and like Tosin a lot more than Badiashile. And
yeah,
this is
exactly.
coming from me, who actually doesn't really rate Tosin that much. But I would much prefer Tosin in that central role than Badiashile.
Exactly. And I think that's what Rosenior has seen as well. So,
But
don't forget,
Yeshua isn't good at playing centrally.
yeah, it's because West, don't for you put Fofana last time, couple of games, when he put Fofana in that central role, he struggled massively for Fofana there. He couldn't do it because doesn't suit him as much. So, yeah, look, I think he's noticed that and he's changed it. And I don't be surprised if Tosin's that guy going forward, unless obviously we sign Jacquet or someone that can come in that can do that role as well. And Sa comes in. Sa's another one that can do that role very easily, in my opinion. So that's where he played under Rosenior as well. So yeah, look, for now, Tosin is that guy to go, but not in every game. Not in every game. It has to be specific matchup, specific team, like a Brentford, these type of teams. You're playing these to his strengths in those type of games. Basically, you're gonna reduce his errors and you're not gonna expose him much. So yeah,
Thank you, Bobby. You want to add anything to that before we look at Sanchez's number on the day?
Um, no, in fact, I have to go and get a coffee and a bit of something to eat. So I'll be listening, and when I get back on the mic, I'll let you know.
All right, Dante, go ahead. Let me just take this quickly, please, if you don't mind.
yeah, no problem. Let's see what else do we have in the chat. Yeah, my boss, don't worry, bro. I'm joking. Don't take any offense. um, let's have a look. Jacquet, yeah, it looks like they're working on the deal. Apparently, I think they've seen one of our directors is in France, so it looks like this deal is gonna probably they're negotiating. Let's see what happens. Looks like it's gonna get done quite. If they can agree on the price, looks like that one's gonna get done with the one of our directors in France. They're negotiating, so yeah, it looks like it's going to get done. Jay, what do you have you had a chance to look a bit more about Jacquet? Have you had a chance to sort of? I know you didn't have too much last time because you didn't quite. You said you'll check out a lot more on him. Have you had a chance to look a bit more? No, Jay, not there. Nope. Nope.
You said the 7-Eleven Wi-Fi disconnected, but let me just catch up.
The Legos, the Legos.
Yeah, Lakers. Yeah, did you see if you want to talk about that, what the manager said about the Lego thing?
Yeah, look, he brought it up in the press conference. He was made a bit of a joke about it. So I don't know how to take it exactly. I know Bobby did say, I saw him write a message. He said that in our group chat that he thinks that wasn't even true at all. I'm not sure if I quite take that away from it, but it could be. You never know. But he didn't confirm. He wasn't asked a follow up question on it or anything. He just made those remarks in a bit of a joking way that he needs to, do some more Lego and then obviously take his gloves off and clap a bit louder.
Yeah, I like him. I like him because we did talk about how nonsensical that was in the first place, and he did see it like that. I like him. I think I'm sensing that he's not the sort of person that what the media say moves. It doesn't move him
No.
honestly, but he likes to read it. I also enjoys it. I like the fact that he called it a very good article, enjoyable, something to that effect. But
Yes.
but but in my opinion, I think he basically said that was absolute nonsense.
Could be, yeah. That's why I'm not quite 100% sure because he's
No, I
kind
listened
of
to the video. Those that are
joking.
posting about it, they're living out. There's aspect where he says something that suggests, it never happened, absolute nonsense. I can't
Yeah, I
quite
watched the
remember the
video too,
exact
coach.
word
I
he
watched it
used.
as
Yeah,
well.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
I watched the video as well, but I still can't 100%. It wasn't quite cleared up 100% because he was still smiling when saying it. So I don't know if he's joking. He's obviously joking, but is it all of it is a complete joke? I'm not quite sure yet because there wasn't a follow up question to ask him, is it true or not exactly specifically. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter either way. Yeah, he knows how to handle the media, especially the British media, because he's been there. That he knows how much of a circus it is. To be honest, he knows from his time, obviously, in England as a player and as a manager. So he knows how to handle them and how to deal with them and how to talk to them, which is a big, big, big plus. So, uh, you're not going to get caught out with much, or you know how to speak to them, how to talk to them, and for them to kind of like you as well. He's not going to be like against them. So, yeah, look, that really serves as a big, big bonus for him, having that intellect and that experience. And he did a bit of an analyst as well, on TV as well, on Sky. He was with Sky, I think he was. So he's had all that exposure to the media, so he knows how to handle it very well. That's a big plus at a big club like Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's look at numbers of. You can argue that was actually a plus in the, you could say, um, in the hiring process, because yeah, he he would be able to deal with them effectively. He played 90 minutes, saves 6 saves in total, and those are, you could argue, mainly high-profile saves. Accurate passes 31 out of 40, 67%. Accurate long balls 15 out of 30, 50%. Not bad. High claims 3. That helped us deal with the set piece from those guys from Brentford. Diving save 1, saves inside the box 4, throws 5, recoveries 14, and his throws actually they've improved. They have improved a lot, I must say. Touches 60 in total. An excellent night for him. That game could have ended 2-2 had it not been for his brilliance between the sticks, Dante.
Yeah, 100%. He was, like I said, him pretty much man of the match with Enzo. Those two were the two standout players. Either of those would be very deserving. So, yeah, both of them were huge. Made up, especially Sanchez, because of last week, what people said about him and what was posted everywhere. A lot of fans and some big accounts. We've got old Sanchez back, blah blah blah, asking for a new keeper already after just one performance. It's like people forget the last 8 months or something. One bad performance and it's all over. So yeah, look, fair play to him. He did extremely well. Like I said, probably could be man of the match easily.
I agree. Anybody on the panel want to add to that? Any other person you would like us to look at their numbers, Dante?
No, so you looked at Tosin, we looked at Enzo's numbers.
Have we looked at Enzo's? Have we?
And I'm not. I don't actually. No, I don't think you did. No, Caicedo was pretty good as well. He did a solid job in that, as usual, covering and making important tackles.
Hey, give me a second. I just want to take care of something. Jay, you want to
Neto,
add anything there? Go ahead, Dante.
yeah, Neto as well. Playing on that right hand side, I think he did again much better playing on that right hand side. It suits him a lot more. He's able to take his man on way better, and most of the time beat him on the outside, which he did a couple of times really well, especially that pass to that he whipped into Garnacho. So yeah, look, I think he had a pretty good game overall as well, the Neto, and I think that's where he suits. And I think Rosenior has seen it now. I think he's gonna probably play him a bit more with Estevao on that right hand side, sort of switching with him. I'm not sure he's going to put him back to the left as much, but time will tell. But he's way better, definitely, on the right hand side.
And he created that chance for Garnacho from the right hand side. Good pace, dragged the man.
Yeah,
The guy couldn't catch up with him. He did really, really well then. But Garnacho, I could say, just trying to place it, even though he was already an open net, that led to him missing it. I think the reason he missed it was that he was trying to place it when it was already an open net, in my opinion. But no need to start
yeah.
analyzing that miss.
It wasn't that. I saw people giving him crap. I know Jay was quite into it.
Jay don't like him.
Doesn't like him at all. Look, if you haven't played the game and you've never been in that situation, people will say that's an easy chance, but it's not really an easy chance. Why? First of all, Neto absolutely smashed it across. He was coming at very high speed. Second,
He just needed
Garnacho,
to touch it to the ball. But
yeah. Garnacho, secondly, he's fully sprinted from behind his man, like at maximum. So he's going at maximum speed. The ball's coming at maximum speed, and you got to meet it right, and the ball has to be on the carpet beautifully. He just tried to place it in. Watch the replays. The ball bobbles up right when he tries to do that. That's why the ball goes wide as well. So I'm not completely excusing him because he should put that away. But when people say that's a very easy chance, the easiest, worse than Fernando Torres' miss and all that stuff, it's a bit unfair on him because that's not such an easy miss. If you've never been in that situation, it's very hard for people to understand how actually hard that is to put away if the ball bobbles right before you're about to hit it and it's 100 miles per hour and you're running the opposite towards that way, 100 miles per hour as way. There's a lot going on there, and it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect for you to get that in most of the times. So unfortunately, a lot of players still
And
mishit it a bit, but it still goes in. Unfortunately, his, like I said, it just went a bit wide. It is what it is. It can happen, but I didn't like the
my
abuse he was
God.
getting online from people because of
Yeah,
that.
Jay, I
And
know you have to appear now. Dante, go ahead. Where you
and
do, then
people
go
Yeah,
and
ahead,
Jay,
people
Jay.
come
ask
on.
me why I call Dante
Would
and
Jay
people
would
ask
Jay
me
be
why
the
I call Dante an
defendant,
advocate.
or which would Jay be, the defendant or
Advocate.
the accuser? Which one?
I don't know what he is, but he's pretty good at it. He's pretty good at it because that whole segment just made me laugh. I was controlling my laughter. 100 and sprinting and all those things. Man, we're talking about this professional footballer. Come on, man.
It doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter if you're a professional footballer. The same chance, I
You're
guarantee you.
you're good at it. You're good at it, Dante. I
I
won't
Yeah,
argue.
guarantee
defending
you, if you're
players, right?
any player in that position, put Ronaldo in that same position, do that 10 times. I guarantee you, he's not scoring that that much. He's probably going to miss 3 or 4 of those. I can guarantee you now. So
Wow.
I just
Wow.
hope
Now,
Galotti finds consistency, because he does have, in terms of putting away chances that come his way. Because the truth remains, he's done everything else right, kept it simple when he needs to be able to switch the ball to another area on the pitch whenever necessary, but he just has not been able to put away chances that come his way consistently. I need him to start doing that to put Jay to shame. Honestly, the accusation has been too much. Let's look at Enzo Fernandez's numbers. Go ahead, Jay. Were you saying something?
look, I mean, we can argue like things like that happen. It can happen to the best of the players. It's okay. These type of moments can occur with any player. But let's just not say that it wasn't an easy chance and all those things. I think that is just blasphemy. You're just making up
No,
stuff just to
Dante didn't
defend.
say it wasn't an easy chance.
Well, he literally mentioned that it wasn't an easy
Dante,
chance.
do you say that? If he said that, then he contradicted himself, because he said he should be putting that away.
I said I'm not defending him. He should probably still put it away.
Exactly. So
But
that's me as the judge. I said, Jay, that's a false accusation.
Yeah, that's my 100th case that I lost here.
the judge has spoken, Jay. I'm not. I refuse to. I plead the fifth. That's it.
Yeah, I was not
Yeah.
expecting that outcome. I would say you.
No, I like it when people actually plead the fifth. That's you can say poor man's most effective tool when you don't have money. But that's, by the way. Let's look at Enzo Fernandez's numbers. He played 85 minutes. I think probably was taken up because, job done at the time. Assist one. I give it to him because he did well in terms of the pressing there. The sort of pressing we saw from him during the early days of Enzo Maresca, right? And he got his goals too, because you can say he's good at closing down passing lanes, irrespective of what the fact that I don't think he's the strongest in terms of the contributing defensively if he operates as a 6 or one of the two sixes. Chances created, 3 chances. Expected assists 0.06. Expected goals and assists 0.06 in total. Fantasy points 6. Why am I reading that one? Defensive contributions 7 in total. Touches 64 in total. Touches in opposition box 1 time. Successful dribbles, you'd say 2 out of 3, 67%. Passes into the final third, 7 in total. Accurate crosses. He took corners, right? That's why it's 0 out of 2 attempts.
Yes.
Dispossessed. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Dispossessed 1 time. Tackles 3 in total. Interceptions 1. Recoveries 3 in total. Duels 1. Ground duels 1. 6 out of 8. Yeah, he did well. 75%. Aerial duels 2 out of 2 for a player not that tall. Was fouled one time, so he had an excellent game, truly. So I don't blame Chelsea fans for giving him man of the match. But had they given it, voted Sanchez, I'd be okay with it too, really.
Exactly. Either of them deserved it. Like I said, they both had a massive an impact on the outcome as well. So yeah, look, he's asked to play a little bit more. What I've noticed with Rosenior, he's asking you to play in that 10 position more and not come back as much, especially in that second half. He played
Mm.
just 10, basically, just as, the 10. He was that guy just up there more. So it doesn't require as much running and effort. So he's got a bit more energy to press and to be a bit more effective in those areas as well because of that. So that will help him going forward. And I do think Rosinia does see him as one of those 2 10s, and he will be a 10, I think, in my opinion. I think he'll definitely be playing there from now on. He's going to be one of those 2 10s.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want us to talk about, or should we call it a day?
Basically, yeah. I'm talking about as a 10 full-time coach and not having to come back as much. I think he's going to be doing that quite a lot under Rosenior. I see him definitely being that guy there, just because we have the options in the midfield, and I think Santos, Caicedo will be that partnership in that midfield with Esugo coming in as well, Lavia. So I think Enzo will be definitely pushed up into that 10, and I think he'll stay there from now on. He scored what, 5 or 6 in the last 6 games or something like that.
I mean, his performance, I get it. The misses, you could say, overshadow how well he's done since joining Chelsea. I think he's done well. But people will so sometimes not be able to look beyond the misses, because
He's got
that's
the
because that's
50.
how.
He's reached 50 goals, assists for the club already. So for a central midfielder, that's pretty good.
Oh, you're
So
talking about Enzo Fernandez. Sorry, I'm
Enzo
mixing things
Fernandez,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been one of our best players since joining the club. Even when he's underperforming, usually he catches up also, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So anything else you guys want us to talk about, or should we call it a day? I don't think anything new emerged as the show progressed, but I'm going to check just for the sake of it, so in case we have any update on, what's his name? Any update on our pursuit of Jeremy Jacquet. Yeah, I got it right this time,
Yeah.
right? And I
Looks
know.
like it could get done now. One of the directors being there, that pretty much says they're basically, they're in the negotiation stage. So that's probably true that he's agreed the personal terms and everything. So it's just about getting the right deal, getting the right structure of payment, probably. So we'll wait and see. So it looks like there's a very high possibility that he will be a Chelsea player by the end of this transfer window.
All right, and if you're watching, if you have any questions, ask now because we're rounding up soon. And if you're a content creator, if you're interested in helping us test out mod mana to use it in a better mode, we can add you, find a way to make that happen so that you can help us train it as a streamer. Because the more we use it during streams, the more trained it becomes to interact with humans effectively.
Coach, can
Sorry.
I just let me reply to Mesole there? What he's saying there, that Blueco is obviously
Go
not
ahead. Yeah.
at data to the French league purchase of defenders. I think they're looking at data quite a lot, actually, especially for this one. Like, he rates defensive actions.
Oh, did I not read that comment?
No, not yet. No.
But go ahead. What you were
On the
saying.
screen now, but you haven't read it yet. So I think this is a bit different. I know he's probably talking about Badiashile and Disasi, but Badiashile did have very good, basically ball playing stuff. The defensive stuff wasn't quite as good, where Disasi had the better defensive stats, but not ball playing stats. So, this guy, he has both. So he has that plus other metrics where those guys wouldn't even get close to. So this guy is a big difference between those two, in my opinion. He's definitely got that more superstar defender potential in him, and most of the big scouts, the ones that get this pretty right most of the time, they all say that as well. So I think it's an opportunity that Chelsea just can't let go, especially not till the summer. And you did say, Coach, sorry, before you wanted to go. I don't know if you want to. You said the
No,
PSR,
no, go
because I
ahead.
did tell you that PSR is changing at the end of the season. So
Yeah, yes, I wanted you to explain that better. So yeah,
yeah,
they are very
basically
specific
there is a
answer.
new system coming in. It's adjusting. Basically, most of the teams will have a clean slate from. It won't matter from previous. So it's going to be
Previous records on
correct.
PSR will be
Yes,
flushed.
yes. So they're going to start. They're starting a new system, and it is more advantageous to bigger teams because they will be able to spend a bit more. But you will see probably Newcastle in that sense probably spending how they probably should be spending because they've got the power. They just couldn't. They were hand tied. So you're going to see a lot of movement maybe from other teams with that. The restrictions really getting loose, and you are able to spend a lot more and add a lot more salaries as well if you want to. That's probably the bigger change. The salaries can go up more. It won't affect the percentages as much. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what teams do when that changes at the end of this season. And I think that's why a lot of teams will be waiting to spend. And that's why Chelsea are moving ahead with this deal now, because Jacquet will definitely go in the summer then, because a lot of teams around will have more money and more to spend. There won't be as many restrictions.
All right, thank you so much. And here, this particular report says that Kendrick Pies could leave Strasbourg in the next 2 weeks, with talks are taking place to assess the best solution for the young Ecuadorian. And I think that's it for today. I don't know if anybody else has anything else to add. So before we call it a day, I think we pretty much covered everything. We actually checked on we've checked on 3 occasions to cover stuff that newly emerged news items, and I think we've covered everything. And with that, I want to say thank you to all the panelists, to Jay, our senior panelist, and Bobby, Constantine, and Jay. I appreciate you finding the time to be on the panel with me. And to those of you in the chat, thank you to MBO5 for joining the conversation. Thank you to who else was here? The Maya was here. Jude Oladipo Mesole, Chelsea FC Jingles, thank you for joining. Nemaya Fole, aka Kopama, thank you for joining. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Chelsea, the dream keeps us strong. Through every challenge, we rise never wrong. With every goal, we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. The blue flag flying high, fly high. From Stamford Bridge, the pride that we share. Each kickoff, each moment, it feels so rare. With faith in our hearts, we chase the dream. Through every match day, we're part of the team. The love for our club is a powerful thing. Together we shout, let the victory ring. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. The blue flag flying high, fly high. We're unstoppable. Hear the roar. In blue we trust forevermore. Together we sing hand in hand. But Chelsea forever will stand. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. keeps us strong. Through every challenge we rise, never wrong. With every goal we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Keep blue flag flying high, fly high. From Stamford Bridge, the pride that we share. Each kickoff, each moment, it feels so rare. With faith in our hearts, we chase the dream. Through every match day, we're part of the team. The love for our club is a powerful thing. Together we shout, let the victory ring. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. We're unstoppable. Hear the roar. In blue we trust forevermore. Together we sing hand in hand. For Chelsea forever we'll stand. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. Chelsea, the dream keeps us strong. Through every challenge we rise, never wrong. With every goal we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Keep blue flag flying high, fly high. From Stamford Bridge, the pride that we share. Each kickoff, each moment, it feels so rare. With faith in our hearts, we chase the dream. Through every match day, we're part of the team. The love for our club is a powerful thing. Together we shout, let the victory ring. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. We're unstoppable. Hear the roar. In blue we trust forevermore. Together we sing hand in hand. For Chelsea forever we'll stand. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. Chelsea, the dream keeps us strong. Through every challenge we rise, never wrong. With every goal we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high. Bridge, the pride that we share. Each kickoff, each moment, it feels so rare. With faith in our hearts, we chase the dream. Through every match day, we're part of the team. The love for our club is a powerful thing. Together we shout, let the victory ring. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand, oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. We're unstoppable, hear the roar. In blue we trust forevermore. Together we sing hand in hand. For Chelsea forever we'll stand. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand, oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. Chelsea, the dream keeps us strong. Through every challenge we rise, never wrong. With every goal we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand, oh yeah. Blue flag